Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? This is Matt Bordeaux here again. Today is day 122 of the journey of our series. I hope you're all doing great. Yeah, today was a big old leg day, so I suppose I'm just going to start rolling the clips now for you guys to see. We had a really good leg day today. Sorry, I said leg day. Today was back in rear delts. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's back in rear delts, so expect to see those clips. But yeah, it was a solid day in the gym. We started off with some solid lat pull down, and that felt really good. Felt great. For some reason, though, this bar has a much firmer grip than I anticipated it to be. So I did end up just going hard on it. It was pretty intense. As well, I do want to mention I did have someone at the gym with me today. I think I have found a new gym partner, or so I think. I will see how the future goes, but yeah, it's always nice to have a good gym partner. So yeah, the video quality is going to be much better in this video anyway. Kind of like last leg day where, it was pretty awesome. The quality was a lot better than usual, so yeah, let's try to maintain it. But yeah, back in rear delt, started on the lat pull down. Felt really great on the lat pull down. Definitely was, fully having a good time with it. Definitely really felt the back squeezing. The lats were squeezing really hard, so definitely had a great fluid motion there. And then we ended up doing rear delt flies with the cable, of course. I did it with the wide cable because I was at the different gym today. So the gym I was at, I definitely was doing a lot better there. I'll say this. And because I ended up increasing the weight, so this leads me to the next point where I only did 2 rear delt exercises, particularly because there's only one pec fly machine with rear delt, and I usually do that one as my third one, but there was a guy hogging it for a while, and I already did 2 variations of delt fly. But I'll show you, you'll see the other variation in a bit, and I'll talk about it in a minute, but the whole idea was I couldn't just sit around and wait for this guy to finish. It was my last thing, and I already did about 5 sets on each of the other ones, so there was no need to go and do a different version of it, because I already worked the rear delt very hard as I increased weight on the cables. So the cables were really great, felt great on them. And then I ended up, I did a bunch of sets there. And then I ended up going to the rowing, cable row. And I'll tell you, the cable row hit very hard today. It was very excruciating in terms of the pain and the intensity. My back was hurting a great amount, and that's ideal because if it's not hurting, then I'm not working it hard. So yeah, I was able to work it very intensely, so that was awesome. I was able to actually increase to 185, I believe it is. So I did my 163, and I think it's 15 pounds per dose or per block. So yeah, it would be 180 something. If it's 183, then it'd be, like 186 or something. Not 6. 3 plus 5 is 8, so 188 or... I don't know, I think it was 185, but the whole point is I was in the 180 block. And I think that's the one I had the clip of. It was pretty insane. It's so hard. Of course, I'm rowing my torso because I'm trying to use a lot of momentum. Again, I am using my back, but I also did a bunch of sets before So yeah, I'm gonna have some rower. It's kind of like how Arnold did it. You know, he used some sway to get the motion in check, and I find I'm more effective when I do it like that, and I hit the back a lot better. So I really had a great back pump there. And then what did we do after that? Yeah, then we did bent over rear delt fly with the dumbbells. So again, I was using the 20 pounds, and it's so hard because my rear delts are not exactly super strong. Anyway, yeah, the 20 pounds is pretty intense. I will be honest. It's not exactly simple. So, am I getting my elbows all the way up? I'm trying my hardest. But the whole idea is, yes, I am squeezing the rear delt, and that's ideal. So, I mean, I'm not going to do much more than that. And then for back, I ended up doing I ended up doing pull-ups. So, you know, very intense. Pull-ups are always very hard for me to do. Just because, well, they're heavy, and my body is heavy, and my lats aren't exactly big. I don't exactly have a good lat spread. And I know lat pull is it's supposed to help with the lat spread, but for some reason my lats are still small, even though I do pull-ups quite often actually. Yeah, the way I remembered pull-up is when your hand is pronated, so when your palm is facing away from you, and then chin-ups are when your palms are facing you, so your wrist is supinated. That's the way I like to remember it. So again, pull-ups, again, very difficult, very, very difficult to do. But yeah, I did basically 3 sets of 10 of those. Of course, I was doing them with assistance because if I don't do them assisted, then I'm using my shoulders and I'm going to have to swing to get up and do a proper 10, and that's not ideal. I can't really do that. So I ended up, I always use assistance, as you guys know. And then I pretty much wrapped it up after that. So the lat pull was, again, it was pretty awesome. It felt good. The whole exercise regime, it felt really great. It felt good to be in the gym, but guys, I do have some bad news that I want to share with y'all, and I am going to turn the light on because I feel like the clips are over now, and if they're not, then I'm just going to have a bit of a pause here. I mentioned yesterday that there was a lot of things with my PhD up in the air, and you guys know that I've been planning my PhD out since this past January, and it is actually August, right? And I was supposed to start in a week and a half, but today my prof, the guy who I was supposed to be with, tells me that he's bailing. He bailed on me. So he dropped me as a PhD student, and he told me it was because he didn't get the funding. But I know that's a lie, because another student in his lab told me that he actually had excess funds, excess grant money, and he was just giving it away to the other student in his lab. So it's really unfortunate that he lied to me and that he kind of screwed me over, because I was planning this with him since January, and he had told me that I was going to be with him in September. You know, he said it was like 99.9% chance he's going to get the funding, and this was back in January. And of course, I had to commit to him as a advisor, just because PhD positions go so quickly. And if I didn't commit to him, then someone else would have taken it. And how was I supposed to know that this was going to happen? There's no possible way I could have known. And I was emailing other professors and I was on it, but as soon as he sort of told me that, hey, you know, you can do this with me, I was, I was committed, and I stopped emailing other profs. So, you know, I told him this, though. I told him all of this, and he knew this, and he, you know, it kind of, I started to have doubt when he told me in June that he was going to message me mid-July because he was submitting, you know, the final grant by June 30th. And I found that really odd that he was submitting it in like the end of June, because when I got accepted for my master's, I got accepted for it in March, and I did all the work and application stuff in the summer beforehand. So I was really on the ball there. But I was also on the ball here because, again, I was doing it in advance, and he committed to me. Like that's basically how it is, and it's not basically, that is how it was. He committed, and so the whole June thing happened, and I was like, okay, that's weird. He said, I'll talk to you in mid-July. That's when they said they'll let us know. And then the other thing that happened was he didn't even message me in July. He didn't at all. So at the beginning of this month, in August, I was really concerned. So you know what I did? I ended up messaging him. I had him email him multiple times because he wasn't replying. And then eventually he ended up replying to me and said that he'll know by the end of the summer. So he didn't even confirm or talk about the fact that he neglected to tell me anything in July. He kind of just said whatever. And then I was really concerned with that. And so I said, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? And so eventually, yes, today I found out that he bailed. He just fully admitted, I'm bailing on you. There's no funding. So he didn't admit fully why, but he did lie to me. And that part really is annoying. So yeah, he bailed. He lied and bailed, and so he wasted. And so you know what he said? He says, I can have you next September. So September 2025. So essentially he wants me to, so he wasted it's a full year that's wasted, right? Full year. And he doesn't feel bad. He doesn't give a damn. And that part, really, he didn't even apologize or anything. He didn't even say sorry. So I know that he doesn't give a shit. And it's that part that ruined, that is terrible. So you might be wondering to yourself, what am I going to do now that I won't be in school in September? And that's a very good question. And guys, guess what? I'm just going to work. I mean, what else am I going to do? Like, there's nothing else I can literally do. I'm going to have to work probably multiple jobs and stuff because I'm supposed to be moved out already. I was planning this for 9 months. For 9 months. All year. All year he's telling me, yep. And then he ends up slacking come summertime, and terrible. And it sucks. It blows. Because I wanted to do this PhD with him so bad. But now, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm never going back to Guelph. I've had so many problems there with the tuition, with the professors, with the people, with everything. Everything to do with the University of Guelph is terrible. If any of you are watching this and are considering going to that institution, do not go there. It is a shit show. It is terrible. I have nothing good to say about it. The only good thing I can say is my advisor for my master's, great guy. Besides that, everyone there is terrible. Terrible. It's not a place you want to go. So, I mean, go there if you want to get screwed over, and no one cares about you there. Seriously. If he at least said sorry or something like that, then I would maybe believe him more. But come on, what kind of person does that? Like, what kind of professor commits to you and then bails on you last minute? Like, what does he expect me to feel? What does he expect me to do? So yeah, so I guess the end goal is, or what I'm trying to say is, I'm not doing my PhD at the University of Guelph. And the only way I will do it there is if no one accepts me up until September next year, which I am praying that will not happen. So essentially now what do I have to do? Well, basically I have to restart everything that I was doing before, right? I have to start sending out emails to potential profs, potential advisors, and try to sell myself. I have to go through the entire process all over again. And if I do find someone else for September, then I'm just going to go with them. You know, I really don't want to be at Guelph. It's such a terrible institution. I just can't believe that he screwed me like this. I have such a hard time believing that it's real. Such a hard time believing it's real. Because, like, who does that? What? How? What? You know, who? What kind of... I'm blown away. I feel like I'm dreaming. But I can't... I would love to keep rambling on about it, but it's pointless. See, there's a possum on the road, and guess what? I avoided it. You know how many people don't avoid them because they're dumb and stupid? Too many. Too many. But, yeah, I'm really disappointed in the school. I'm really disappointed with how this was handled, and I should not have trusted anyone from there. I should have realized that after the initial BOGO at the institution, I should not have even tried to do my PhD there. But again, the only reason I did was, as you guys remember, I told you how I got in for it, right? Someone I TA'd with, you know, her advisor offered the PhD position to her, and she said, no, I don't want to do a PhD. So I asked the prof if I could do it, and he said, yeah, you can. When do you think on starting? And I says, well, my master's is done in August, so September? And he's like, yeah, that's ideal. That's when we would be starting anyway. So, and then we just continued building the rapport from there. And, you know, I TA'd under him too, which is crazy that I was actually a TA for one of his classes, and it's all for nothing, you know. It's all for nothing. It's a waste of a year. It's a full year. And he sent me that email, and it's like, and he's so chill about it. He didn't even say sorry. He's like, yeah, you know, September 2025. Like, that's good, right? And then he told me that I shouldn't change plans. It was so intense. It was so crazy. It's actually bonkers to me. But what can I do? I know I'm gonna get this. There's this guy commenting on these videos, and he keeps saying like pathetic and all this stupid stuff. So now he's gonna come at me about my PhD, and I'm just like, bro, if you're gonna complain about my PhD, you should really look at yourself in the mirror and fix yourself, because you commenting this and commenting all these negative things is pathetic. I don't think your mom would really appreciate seeing that, but again, who am I to say, right? But yeah, so 2 years wasted. First one being with the Cairo stuff, second one being with this. So best case scenario now is I get accepted for the winter somewhere. Anywhere. I don't really care where, but literally anywhere. But again, if you're considering going to the University of Guelph, I do not recommend you do that, because you're gonna get screwed over. If you're like me, and you know, you like to plan, just don't go. Just don't go. It's so stupid. Unless you're doing a bachelor's, but you can do a bachelor's anywhere, and it's all gonna be the same thing. You're just a number on a page. So, yeah, don't go to U of G. Terrible institution. It's the worst institution I've ever seen and ever have had any association with, and I've had associations with a bunch. So that's really unfortunate. But anyway, guys, sorry about that rant. That's the bad news. You know, it's very bad news. It's actually life-changing news, because now I don't know. Well, now I have to figure out, you know, all new plans in a week and a half. I have a week and a half until September comes, and I'm really stressed. But you know what? I'm still gonna keep on releasing these videos every single day, because, I mean, I want to, and there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. Some of you might think there's something wrong with what I'm doing, but I don't think there is. I like it, so. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for, if you did end up watching all the way up to this point, I want to say thank you very kindly for all of your support and for your time. I truly do appreciate it. I really hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all in a better position than I am right now. And as I tell y'all, you know, good times, just like bad times, you know, they don't last forever. So I know these bad times will end, but I know it's going to be around for at least another year, which really sucks. But bad times for a year is not ideal. Definitely ruins a lot of, changes my life completely. This is life-changing news, and I'm very disappointed with it. But thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for everything. And I am actually, I will catch you guys tomorrow for day 123. I believe we're going to be doing shoulders and traps tomorrow, so it should be a good day. Definitely should be a better day than today. I mean, it can't really get any worse, right? So that's pretty much it. But as always, folks, I hope you all take care, and I'm going to catch you all tomorrow for day 123.